Hi, this is Paul Lynch from the Tank Modeler channel with my update on my buddy build with switcher in regards to the M1A2 Operation Iraqi Freedom Abrams. I was getting a bit behind, but I think I'm catching up slowly now. This is how far I've got so far. The toll is still not glued to the chassis, but it's getting near to the point that it is. What I've done now is I've actually gave a small pin wash using Vallejo 73203. There it is there. It's a wash, but I used it with a very fine brush to put it exactly where I wanted it rather than have it spread all over the place. So there it is. I don't know if you can see that now. There you go. So it's 73203 umber wash. It's a really nice wash. It gives it a nice bit of colour to the model. It's like a slight rusty colour, so it actually fits in quite well and gives the impression of a very light rust. As you can see, I've done it in various places across the model in regards to round the little rings on the gun barrel. Brings out the detail. That's what we're after, really, and it brings out the detail. Also done it inside the grills on the back and around the hatches and every set of handles. I've run it in there and let it settle settle nice and natural in the hole. Also, the weird meshes you can't see underneath have all been done in exactly the same way. Around the fuel caps I've done exactly the same. I will be putting a bit of fuel leakage there with another Vallejo wash later. It's like a black oily wash. I will be actually doing it around these fuel caps. So that'll be done. You can see the Allison bags I've actually done. There's two on this side and two on the other side. I'm regarded as a four-man crew. So basically with a four-man crew it'd be okay. We've got gunner, loader, commander and driver. So we've got 4 Allison packs there. That's enough with their own personal bits and pieces in there. I've also built one of the boxes from the Tamiya set. I bought another set with all the storage again, so I've got extra bits for other vehicles when I need them. But there we go, one of the boxes. I'm going to put another one. I'm going to build another one. I use white glue to put it together and a scalpel cutting along the lines finally. The box looks really natural. It's a cardboard colour anyway, and it gives another little bit of bit of contrast on the model, rather than just the sand and the Allison packs. The Allison packs I actually used about 4 different greens, although you wouldn't know it. I did use dry brushing method as well, very light, and when I say lightly dry brushing, there was hardly any paint, as you can see, and it just gives you that effect that Switcher's got on his. It's called reverse painting, and I've done mine in a slightly different way. I used 3 different colours, sprayed them first, then come in with a brush, started brush painting. Then for the straps, I used a very faint brown with a very fine pointed brush to go down, and it was hard to do because my hands are not completely steady, but I managed to pick out the handle, the straps perfectly, and also the little catches and the little lips that are lighter colours around us and all. You can't see it too closely, but I think they look quite nice like that, and I'm happy with them. The first time I've ever done any storage on a vehicle. I've also done the other bits and pieces that come with the sets, and I'll show you a duffel bag. I don't know whether it'll come out very nice. There's a duffel bag. You can see it. I'll just put it on top of the tank. You'll see what I mean. There she is. There's a duffel bag that's been done. Happy with that. Again, using the same technique. All those free greens, different greens that I got in the Vallejo set. Mixed a couple of different ones myself as well to get what the green I wanted. I'll take that off now. There we go. So I prove I've got the bags done. I've also got the aerials done. Here they are. I drilled out the end of the aerial mast, cut it down a bit lower, put a brass aerial from Alba in. It's a 2-metre one, and I've got 2 of these done, and they actually will fit straight into the sockets, but I need to add a little bit to these to make it so they sit upright, and I can take them in and out so that when I want to move the model without breaking anything, I can actually pull them out straight away and pack them away safely. I've got the lenses to put in later. I'm not doing that to the last thing. Like I said, when I do the periscopes, the light lenses will all be put in at the same time. The machine guns are virtually ready, and I'll just bring one into view. It's not painted, it's been painted the main body colour of the tank, but I've got some detail painting to do, and I've got to do it on both. I've also drilled out the holes. You're not going to be able to see that, but there is a holes drilled at the end of the barrel on that one as well. Took a bit of my method for doing that is actually putting the pin to the centre of the barrel on the little machine gun, just a pin, make a small impression on it in the middle, and then it gives you a good starting point for a mini drill or a very smooth 0.5 drill, whatever size you need. I just find the drill that gives me the right similar size hole with leaving enough plastic around the end to give you that barrel look. and that's what I do with that. I've even done the other small one, but you wouldn't see that because the barrel's slightly smaller, but I've done that one as well using that method. Pin hole in the middle where you want it, about in the middle, give it a little push so there's an indentation, and then use the pin vise drill to actually make the hole. Don't have to go too far, just enough to give you the impression there is a hole there. What else? I've also, on the top of the tank around there, around the commander where his machine gun goes, I've also painted that in steel grey, and that's a Vallejo colour. And if I can find it for you, I should have got it ready. I've got the other colours ready. Steel. No, it's not there. Oh, yes, it is. Here it is. It's a Vallejo steel colour. Now, it's an airbrushable paint, but I found you can paint it on and it settles in quite nicely as well. So I painted that on, and it really came out quite nice. So it gives it that definite metal look about it. I may even touch it up with a bit of dry brushing of silver later on, just to pick out the edges where it's been rubbed. But apart from that, that's done as far as I'm concerned. Also, I've used some washes on the running gear and the tracks. In the previous video you saw the tracks been hand painted, and they looked sprayed with the pads being sprayed, and then picking out all the side bits and the metal pieces separately. What I did then, I've got these Flory washes. Now I bought the full set of 8 because they will last a long time. The really good thing is they're all water based, and you can put them in an airbrush and spray it on, and it doesn't matter how much thick you put it on, you can actually go into it afterwards with an airbrush, or wait till it completely dries, which is what I did, and then went in with a damp paintbrush, and the brush I used was this one. Use this one and just keep rubbing around in circles until you get the sand off down to the level you want. The other way, which I found I did with the second bit, is because that was the sand wash, that was a Flory sand wash. There you go. That was a sand wash, really good stuff. And also, this is the Flory weathering wash, light. It's called light, and that gives a very good impression of dust. So what I did then is, after I'd finished with the brown sand, is I actually put the white into my airbrush and sprayed it all over the tracks without the body top on, obviously. Sprayed all around the tracks on top, and actually then wiped any off, but left a bit in situ. And what you can see there is it takes the tone down of the sand, and which is what I wanted, because I didn't want the sand to be too sandy. But you can see in there, you can see sand still there. It's there where the holes are for the actual mud clearance on the old drive sprockets there. As it goes around, you might be able to see the holes just in there. It actually gives the impression that sand's laying in there or stuck to it, because obviously sand, if it gets damp, will stick to anything. And that's what I've done. On the front of the hole, I've got an impression of sand there. You can see it. But what I did is, and they did a demonstration video, so I sprayed a little bit of the dust on the front, and then used the same brush, because of gravity. If you let it go, if you just spray it, it will flow down, because it's gravity dropping with the water that's bringing it down. And all I did then is brush downward strokes on the front, like that, to give the impression that it brings all the sand loosely to the bottom, but also leaves stains of it further up. And that was quite good as well. I really like that. So I'm going to be using those washes on my next model, and my next model will be on the website later on to say which one I'm going to do once I've finished the Buddy Build with Switcher. He already said that I've got 1 or 2 things coming up forward, and he knows about one of them because I actually sent him a picture of the vehicle in question. Unusual, but I just like the look of it straight away, so I snapped it up. Anyway, here we go then. So what else have I done in it? Oh yeah, I used that original, the amber wash, to go along the cable on the side, and it actually brings out the detail of the cable. I didn't put it all around there, put a little bit around there just to show out the details of the kit, and it looks right. I haven't put too much on here because obviously I didn't want any rust on that, because it is actually the actual anti-slip area, so you don't want too much on that. I pin washed around here, the plates all around the barrel. You can see those little dark bits are all pin washed, even around these bits, even though that's still going to come off. That one there, what pin washed around there. Anywhere there I put it pin washed around there to bring out the detail of the model, and that's what we're after. What else? I think I'm waffling now, and I normally do start to waffle. So really, as you can see, I've got a long way in. I've still got a few more bits to do. Like I said, I've got to do a bit of dusting around the top there, not too heavily, just a little touch, but most of it's going to come around here. You can see where the sand is collected around the back. I've got to do this bit here, and I'm going to be using one of the grime washes this time. It's this. the floor is grime washed. Now this time I'm going to get my airbrush, put a very small bit in it and just spray it a little bit around those grills just to give a bit of grime, but mainly in the centre one, which I believe when you look at the photographs is one that's black. Then what I'll do then is go in with some smoke spray colour to actually fill in around that area so it makes it, so the rest of it be grimy, but that bit will definitely be a bit black where the old soot comes out. So that's the idea. Another thing I want to do is go into the smoke dischargers with a bit of a darker colour, so it stands them out, because actually when you look in the photographs it looks a bit dark in there. Some of them I suppose I could have took some tissue and covered over, but I'm not going to bother with it now, but basically I could do, but I'm going to put some darker colour inside those smoke dischargers just to accentuate the detail that you see when you look at it. And what else can I say now? I think that's really it now, because it's getting down there. And one thing I've got to say, thank you to Switcher and whoever let us hold him in the first place, was about those two inside the lower hole. There's two plastic plugs that go in to hold the top to the bottom, and I had a problem with the fit along the back. Now I haven't glued it yet, but that fit is nearly perfect now, and it will be perfect once it's permanently in place. Because what Switcher said is, if you don't put them in, when you sit the body on and push it back in, it clicks into place and everything lines up, and he's 100% right, and it was well done. I'm really pleased with that. It means my next Abrams, which is the one with all the TUS 2 version, is it TUS 2 or TUS 3? I'll have a look. Oh, it's TUS 2. The TUS 2 version, I know that there won't be a problem with the back of the hole joining, the two holes joining each other, top and bottom. So that's really good as well. Anyway, so that's the end of this little somewhat short, what, 16 minutes and 29 seconds now. So it's the end of that one, but you can see what I mean though. I'm really happy so far. Things are coming along nicely, and I am going to put some more storage on the top. I'm just not far out how far I want to go. I think I said I'm going to put water, no, I've done it. I've got the water containers to put on the back, and they're the drums. I'm not going to put the fuel one in there, because I suppose they could have had one on there, but I couldn't see the real use of a fuel drum on the back of a tank that guzzles fuel faster than I can think. So anyway, so I'm not going to put that, but I might put two water things, because like I said, I did send for the other Tamiya set for the Allison packs and all the extra rolls and tarps as well, so that I've got a few to use for any other vehicle I want to do, and if I want to heavy load it up. But this one I'm going to keep pretty clean. I'm going to have a few things. Oh, I did the Ming set. I think Norm, that's it, Norm's channel, he actually showed about it. Basically I quite like the idea, so I sent it away for the set. It's all the little cooler boxes, and there is water containers and other little containers and oil can bottles, all different colours, but they would look really good. It just brings out different colours on the model. And I have noticed there's quite a few pictures of real Abrams, and they've got a cooler box. Some of them are blue, I think some of them are red. So I have actually seen a few photographs of that. So I might build a cooler box and put it on there to add a bit of colour to the back of the vehicle, inside where the actual mesh basket is at the back. Well, hopefully you've enjoyed this short video, and thanks to Switcher, I'm really enjoying it, and I know he has enjoyed it. I know he's doing his, and I'm going to get this wrong, Lautrec French tank at the moment. He's using that as a filling up until he waits for his bits and pieces for his optics, I think he said, for his Abrams as well. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.